That is still very hot. Welcome. Today we are going to do a plan with me for January, kind of a reset, and talk about our goals and focuses for the year. So generally I try and kind of do like a recap from the previous year, but if I'm being honest, we did not goal set for last year or the year before. I love a goal, but if I'm just going to feel bad about myself for not being able to reach it, then why set it? I like to try and push myself, but it needs to be realistic. So on that vein, when it's a new year, I want to redo everything. I want my diet to be good. I want to organize the house. I want to be working out. I want to do everything. I want a complete rehaul on my life. Here's the reality. It fails every single time. It's too much new to implement everything at the same time. It's just not going to happen, at least for myself. Maybe other people can do it, but I can't. It's overwhelming. There's too much to do. I don't know where to focus. So I heard of this from Jordan Page. She's on YouTube as well. This is at least a few years ago, so I don't know if they're still doing it, but her and her husband would sit down and be like, Kate, these are the things we want to focus on this year. And then they would assign it to a month. So I love this. So you have one focus for that month, and that is your goal. So we're going to try it this year, and I'm very excited. So my husband and I, we sat down, we decided what we wanted to focus on, and then we said, okay, this month I think is going to be the best month to do it. So for January, we are doing a declutter and organize. So we've picked a couple of places in our home that we would like to focus on the most, because obviously it'd be nice to do like our whole entire house. Look, it's not going to happen. We both work full time. We have a child. We're busy. But if we have like a couple of places, then we can focus on that. And hopefully we actually meet those goals. So for example, our garage is embarrassingly messy. So that is a goal for us, that we want to be able to park a vehicle in the garage. So we're working on the garage. Another place is our pantry. There is zero organizational system in there, and it is also a disaster. We have a couple of others that I can't think of just off the top of my head, but we will focus on those as well. Oh, the laundry room. We want to do the laundry room, and there's something else, and I can't think of what it is right now. So those are our focuses for this month. We have another month, and so actually I'm going to record our process, and then in the beginning of February I'll have a video of how we did. But I won't have this for every single month, because there's months where we want to focus on our relationship. So putting our phones down before bed and spending time together, or just in general, more intentional quality time together, whether we play a game, go for a date night, whatever. So we have months like that. There's not much we can record for that. Another month our focus is like outside of our family relationships. So trying to get together with other people. Another month is like diet, and we won't really be dieting per se, but just very focused on the food that we are eating. Are we getting our fruits and vegetables? When I try to eat healthier, a good rule for me is if I think I want food, I'm going to have a piece of fruit first, and then if I still want food after, then maybe I can have a small bowl of chips. It's really about balance, but really trying to get more of those fruits and veggies. Another month will be like working out, and stuff like that. So there's a few months where we reuse. So like this month we do the organize and declutter, and I think we do that again in December. So whatever that looks like for you, I'm very excited to try this year. I think it'll be really good for me to be able to just focus on one thing and know that I'm not neglecting everything else, because we're gonna get to that. And then obviously the hope is after we've gone through that month, maybe we keep some of the things we learned will roll into the next month. So like right now we're organizing and we're decluttering. It's a big project. So the goal or the thought process behind that would be like next month, if we're bringing something into our home, is it going to replace something else? Does it have a specific place, or is it just going to take up room unnecessarily? So things like that. So that of course is going to be the goal going forward. It's good that like we sat down together and this was our goals together. Obviously it's going to be easier, both people being on board. But yeah, it's good. And it makes us excited for the year. I wish that I could do everything all at once, but I think it's just too overwhelming to implement too many new things all at one time. So I'm very hopeful for this year and being able to set and meet those goals. And also, I am here for a planner. I like a pretty planner. I like one that I can take with me. What I am learning from last year is that I need to have a separate work kind of planner and a life planner. My role at work has changed, and I'm more in a managerial kind of role, not direct manager, but anyways, kind of going up. It comes with a lot more responsibility, and there's just things that I have to remember to do, maybe something that's more of a higher priority, but it gets lost in the sea of emails and everything else I have to do. So what I was doing before is, this is a planner that's kind of similar to what my planner was last year. So what I had been doing is, see if you can see here. See, we have all these lines. So what I was doing is kind of filling this out, what I needed to do that day, but I had like work, what I need to do for work, which honestly, it's more than these lines. And so it was kind of taking up the whole thing. Well, I would like to also have on here, so for like organizing and decluttering, that's our goal this month. I would like to have in here like, okay, go through clothes in these drawers, go through all hanging bottoms, hanging shirts, whatever. I'd like to have that on here. What are we having for dinner? Do I need to take something out for dinner the next night? Do I need whatever I need to do for the next day, right? Like, what do I need to prep? So it was messy. And like with work, you're like crossing things out. Okay, I can't get to that today. This is my new priority because I got a new project that day. Whatever it is, it was so messy. So this year, I'm gonna order, I'll see if I can show a picture or link it, what I'm gonna order on Amazon for work, and that'll just be my work thing, and then this will be just my like daily thing. So here's the thing. I overplan, and 9 times out of 10, I just don't have time to get everything done. Just the reality, I'm just a mess. So what I like about this planner is that at the top I have reminders, or it's labeled as reminders, but for me, it's like, these are the 3 things I really, really, really want to get done this week. Like, this is my goals. If I'm not going to get everything done, these are the 3 things, like must-dos kind of thing. I like to, in this planner, that at the very beginning of the month, I have like a breakdown, January's to-dos. So, and at the top it says January's goals. So I can put in here, organize, declutter, the places of focus for that month. And then to-dos, if I'm going to break that down any further, if there's anything extra in January outside of that I want to do. birthdays, other important dates, reminders, all the things. And it also gives me the spread for the month on both pages. So anything super important, I can pencil in there, which I love. Sometimes I'm super crazy about the planner, especially if I have a day where I'm like mostly going to be home, like Saturday or like Wednesdays when I work from home, the things I want to get done, and I'll do it in order. So like wake up in the morning, get a load of laundry going, put away the dishes, whatever, stuff like that. I can be very crazy, like step 1, do this, step 2, do this. A little psycho that way. So with that, we also have budget goals, kind of. We do sinking funds. I'm sure you know what they are, but if you don't know, a sinking fund is like things we plan for throughout the year. So different lines, items that could be there. Birthdays, vacations, we have for deductibles or like any healthcare expenses, large house purchases. I'm trying to think of what some other car repairs. So what I do is I have a separate bank account, and we have a decided dollar amount, excuse me, that every month we put in this bank account. I have a separate spreadsheet that breaks it all down, how much of that money is for all these different things. So when something happens, we don't have to stress out. We want to go on vacation. We don't have to be like, okay, where's that money going to come from? Because we've put a little bit aside every month towards that. Or for example, one year our AC broke so many times. It was like back to back. Something was wrong with it. And I'm pretty sure we spent like $1,000 just in repairs on the AC unit. It was insane. And like when things like that happen, it's stressful. It's frustrating. And then it's hard to, on top of it, be like, okay, the financial burden of that. And we were lucky it was just within a $1,000 range, and we had like, not just, that's a lot of money, but we had the money sitting there. At least it was like money we had sitting there that we could use towards that. Still frustrating, but at least we weren't like, okay, we're gonna have to charge this and spend 20% on interest on it. So I love that. So what I also need to do is sit down. I don't know if you've heard, but there's this thing called inflation, and money isn't going as far as it used to. So I need to sit down and see if we're still comfortable with the amount that we have predetermined, and see if we need to increase it or if we're gonna leave it, and then finish out the month. How much is, you know, update the spreadsheet is what I need to do, and then decide if we're good with that going forward. Also through my work, we get 4 bonuses a year. It's not the same amount every quarter, so we get one each quarter, but it's not the same amount each quarter. It's based on parameters. We have goals we have to meet, and if we meet those goals, then, you know, words, they're hard. The bonuses are based on the goals. Did we meet them? If we didn't, you know, it's kind of a sliding scale. So anyways, kind of hard to determine how much those bonuses are going to be and what exactly they can go towards. However, I know that they're coming, and it is good for us to sit down and say, okay, when that bonus hits the bank account, what is that going towards? So we have a pretty big project we have planned for the laundry room. Right now it just has those builder grades wire racks in there, and I want to put up cabinets, and I have a whole thing. I'll put some pictures in of the inspiration I have for the laundry room to get more storage and to clean up our mess, all the things. It's going to be a big project. It's going to take some money. So one of those bonuses is going to go towards that. Another bonus is just going to go towards our mortgage. Another is going to go towards maybe a weekend away. And the fourth one, I can't remember what we decided on that one. Towards our emergency fund. because again, inflation, we loosely follow Dave Ramsey for finances. So we have an emergency fund. It's supposed to be 3 months of expenses. Again, inflation. So the amount that's in there really, it's probably not enough for 3 months. So we do need to focus on that. So one of those bonuses will go to the emergency fund because adulting, right? It's not fun money. It would be more fun to go do something with that. But also, I like the security. It's been very good for us to decide when that money comes in. Sometimes, so this last year, of course, I told you we did not plan out the year. So it's very fly by the seat of our pants. And it was fine, it worked. I am more of a planner. I like to have an idea, a direction, focus. I do better with it. So when that money would hit the bank account, we'd be like, okay, what are we going to do with it? I don't know about you guys, but if I am not intentional with it, like if I am not saying, okay, this is extra money, what do we want to do with it? I will blow it. I don't know where it goes. We will eat out more. We will buy more groceries than we need. We will, it's not, buy junk. It's not even like we would go, okay, we're going to go mini golfing and have a fun family evening. And I suppose going out to eat, that could be a fun family evening or outing. But it's more like, you know what? I don't really feel like cooking tonight. We need to go get food. Where do you want to go? And so it's like, which is fine now and again. But if I see that money hit the account, I'm like, oh, we're fine. Let's go out to eat. I don't really feel like cooking. And we just go somewhere like, I don't know, that's not like a fun place to go eat, or like, oh, hey, let's go out on a date night and go to this nice restaurant. Do you know what I mean? So, look, we're not rolling in money here, to be quite frank. So just being intentional. I just don't want to be like, hey, where did $500 go? And we just bought a bunch of stuff from Amazon. If we need it and it brings value and joy and da-da-da-da, great. We'll spend it. But I don't want to just blow it on clothes I don't need or shoes I don't need. You get the point, okay? Do you, boo. But for me, I need to be like, okay, half of that went towards the mortgage. That's great. An extra payment. Or it's going to this project I've been dreaming about doing in my home. All of that, it feels more valuable for me. Again, that is personal preference. Let me take a drink. Whew. Are we tea or coffee drinkers? I'm kind of both, but like coffee first thing in the morning, so good. No better way to wake up. But I've been liking a tea in the afternoon. As I very loudly sip. We have been sick. What a fun way to start the year, huh? Anyways, we were away for Christmas and all of that. So, yeah, we are starting January sick. Not fun. So we're not doing like a whole lot extra around the house. We have done some in the garage and things like that. Not at the same intensity or level that I would have liked to, especially with some days off and all of that. But we do need to rest. Oh, I forgot to mention. Okay. The way we're doing our goals this year, obviously, focuses for the year. We're not doing like a lot of these are my everyday goals. However, having said that, we do have a couple. Anyways, we do have some goals outside of that. Well, I do. The first one is waking up at 6 a.m. Okay. In an ideal, perfect world, I would prefer to get up earlier than that and do a light workout, stretch, whatever. Okay. Here's the thing: I leave the house with Inslee around 7ish. Andrew is supposed to be leaving the house at 6:30. It has been more like 6:45 because we have not been getting up. Inslee is still not sleeping through the night, and so we're tired. So the goal, I think that this is an obtainable goal, okay? Because she wakes up in the middle of the night, it is not feasible for us to be waking up at 5 or 5:30 in the morning to do a stretch, a workout, whatever. It's just, we need sleep too, okay? I love sleep. I value the sleep. So that's the way it's going to be. So 6 o'clock is the aim, to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. For us, we would like to spend time reading our Bibles and praying. For you, that if that's not your thing, this could look different for you. Maybe you spend time journaling. Maybe you spend time meditating, reading a book, whatever. But for us, we would like some time in the morning, clear our heads, set up our day. And then we can, have more time in the morning to like get a proper lunch together, not be like rushing out the door, throwing stuff in a bag. We'll figure it out at lunchtime. 6 o'clock is our goal.